In today's beginner-friendly tutorial, I'll be showing you how to cut and sew a detachable cowl hoodie, also known as a hooded scarf. It's a simple and stylish project that you can add to any dress or top, even if you are still new to sewing. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Easy Sewing with Taic, your go-to space for stylish, simple, and beginner-friendly sewing tutorials. To my wonderful returning subscribers, thank you for always being here. Your support means the world to me. And if you're new here, my name is Taiwo, and I'm so glad that you stopped by. You will love it here. Now grab your fabrics and your basic tools, and let's create something beautiful together. Here's the fabric that I'm working with, and I've gone ahead to fold it into two. You would get to know the folding measurement in a bit. And also note that I am folding it because I want to cut both the main hoodie and the lining together, because the type of fabric that I'm working with, the back of the fabric is very different from the front part or the right side of the fabric. If you are working with the type of fabric that you can see on your screen, you can see that it is not lined. That is because both the right and the wrong side of the fabric are similar. But if you are working with this type of fabric, or any fabric that the right and the wrong side is obviously different, then you need to line it. Okay, after folding it into two, I went ahead to fold it into four. Not to worry, you will get to understand the measurements as we progress. It is important for this part to be on fold because that is the lower part of this cowl hoodie, and this part that is open will be the part that will be on the head. All right, it will be the part that will be lying directly on the head, so it is important for that lower part to be on fold. Now, the first measurement would need is the hoodie height, and the pictorial illustration to take that is showing on your screen. You just want to take your tape measure from your shoulder all the way to the shoulder at the other side. And in this case, what I have is 27 inches. So if I was making a normal hoodie, I would have just added 3 inches to that and divided it into two. But since I am making a cowl hoodie, I'm supposed to exhaust the whole of the 27 inches. Okay, but I do not have enough fabric, and that is why I'm working with 23 inches, and you can see the result it gave me at the end of the day. If my fabric was softer, then maybe this wouldn't have worked, but because the fabric I'm working with is a bit thick and bulky, it worked well for me at the end of the day. So you can use the exact length that you get there. Remember that what we have here is on fold, or you can just go ahead and take your measurements this way. But if you take your measurement this way, you need to divide it in by two when you are taking your measurement on your fabric, because remember that this fabric is on fold at the bottom. Moving on, the next measurement that we need for this hoodie is the eye to eye measurement, and to get that you can follow the pictorial illustration on your screen, or just place your tape measure at one side of your eye and take it round the back of your head to the other side. And what I have is 19 inches. Now 19 divided by 2 is 9.5. 9.5 plus 1 inch allowance, that's 10.5. So you can see that what I have as the width is 10.5. So make sure that you have 10.5 from the top to the bottom. What I have here is a bit more than 10.5. I'm going to make sure that everything aligns. This part on fold is the center back, that is the part that will be at the back of the head, and this part that is opened is the center front, that is the part that falls to the front. All right, so from the center front at the lower part, come in by half inches or 1 inches and slant it all the way to the upper part. Okay, it's quite difficult to mark things out on this fabric, so bear with me, but this is how you want to go ahead and do it. Just make sure that you slant it. All right, and from the upper part, come down by 2 inches. Then you just want to give it a curve this way to get that hoodie shape, the type that you can see on your screen currently. When I cut this out, then you'll be able to understand what I've been doing so far. And the final thing to mark here before I cut it all out and proceed to sewing is where I want my sewing to stop. Now this is important for two reasons. One, if you want your hair out, as you can see in the style inspiration, and secondly, it makes the cowl effect to appear more fuller. All right, so I'll recommend this. After which I went ahead to cut it all out. So if you have been enjoying this so far, please give this video a thumbs up and share. All right, it helps more people to find this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new here so you do not miss out on any of our fun sewing tutorials. Take note that this lower part will remain unfold. All right, do not slash through it, do not cut through it. Okay, so this center back, you want to go ahead and cut through it, and this is what it looks like when I was done cutting. So you want to make sure that yours looks like this as well. Now here is one of it, which will suffice as the main cowl hoodie, and this it will be the lining. And that's all for the cutting process. The first thing you want to do on the sewing table is to join the center back. Remember that where I marked out was 10 inches. I increased that to 13 inches. And you want to make sure that where you are starting from is the same thing on the lining and on the main fabric, okay? Because you know we are still going to join these two together so that it will align. So you can see the previous mark that I have there, and starting from the new mark. So I worked with 13 inches. I just went ahead to sew it using half an inch all the way to the center front. I sewed along the curved part, the part that will be lying on the head this way. And this is what I have. So you want to make sure that you repeat the same process for the lining or the other part as well. After which you want to go ahead and notch it at the bottom part this way, that folded part. Then it's time to close up this center front. Remember that we have sewn the center back. It's time to sew the center front, and to do that you want to match up the two parts this way. Make sure that it aligns at this upper part. Okay, make sure that it aligns. You can hold it down with your pin. Then you want to make sure that it aligns at the lower part, the part that we just notched. Make sure that it aligns there as well. So here's the part that we want to sew. You just want to take it two and sew it all the way using half an inch, that way, from start to finish, from top to bottom. So depending on the type of fabric you are working with, you can trim it off to make that place less bulky so that it can lay flat. You can notch it and all of those things, but this is what I have after sewing. So I'll go ahead and turn this out. But this is how it looks like if you lay it this way, just so you can understand what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and turn it inside out. And this is what I have after turning it inside out. Now to finish up these rough edges, here is what you want to do. Make sure that the two sewing allowance aligns like this. Just follow through with what you can see on the screen. You can hold it down with your pins. Then subsequently you just want to keep folding in half an inch or the sewing allowance you added while cutting, and you just want to stitch close to the tip neatly. Okay, just want to stitch close to the tip neatly, and that is how I'll go ahead and finish that part. This is it. This is what we have. The part that we just finished sewing is going to fall behind the neckline. All right, so it's not even going to be visible, so it doesn't matter. This is the easiest way I believe that part could be finished. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this easy detachable cowl hoodie tutorial was helpful. If you enjoyed it or learned something new, please like this video, drop a comment, and share your question with our sewing community. Don't forget to subscribe for more beginner friendly sewing tutorials. Up until next time, keep creating and keep believing in your skills. See you in the next video. Bye.